Hola y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Faby. This is a podcast where two best friends get together and talk about Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes, this is episode 86. We are taking a break from our recap and review of the premiere of every show in the Disney afternoon to bring a holiday special I shouldn't have thought. We're talking about Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
The 1983 classic short film.
Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes. Kind of a mess. I'm very excited to talk about this, but
Same.
yeah. The end. Goodbye.
I mean, do you want to talk about if you have any history with this
Yeah.
short film? Yeah, I don't know like it's specific, but I know I watched it as a child, and it's probably when I kind of found out who Scrooge was, Scrooge McDuck. I don't think I realized that he was playing Ebenezer Scrooge, but that's kind of where I knew him from. And I just remember watching it and liking it, and then as an adult I've like really started to appreciate it a lot more. It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. I think I'm trying to remember. I mean, obviously I grew up watching this too, but I can't think of like what other Christmas carols did I watch. I mean, I think this was my like defining Christmas Carol.
Yeah, same.
Like, I mean, growing up, I mean, what else would I have watched? Like, if you don't follow my personal Twitter, then you don't know that I have begun a personal campaign, a one-woman campaign, to watch every film incarnation of A Christmas Carol. That includes TV movie, animated movie, and motion picture.
Yes.
There's a lot. I currently am down on 7.
Yes.
And even like among the ones I watched, I guess I just learned about the Christmas Carol from like kind of like a cultural miasma kind of thing. Because besides this, I don't know what other Christmas Carol I would have watched.
I think I was probably watching like television episodes that parodied a Christmas Carol.
Right? Yeah.
Because, I mean, I grew up watching a lot of sitcoms, and I think they did that.
I think
don't
so.
remember specifically which ones.
I feel like Simpsons would have.
Probably. I think.
Probably.
Who knows? Point is.
Yeah.
But this was the best one.
Yes, this is. Yes. Of the still 7 of like 50. I have at least like 50 more to go, more or less. Muppets Christmas Carol still ranks number 1 for me. But this Mickey's Christmas Carol is still in the top 3 for me so far.
What's the other one? What's
Scrooged.
Scrooge's? I only recently watched Scrooge for the first time, and it was very good.
I watched it for the first time like 10 years ago, and I didn't like it much. But watching it again, I was like, past me was a loser. This is great. There is Bill Murray, so I guess warning for Bill Murray. But I
mean, I think that's one of the reasons I didn't really think about watching it.
Yeah,
because I was like, I don't hate Bill Murray, but Bill Murray is an acquired taste.
Yes.
And I hadn't really gotten there yet. But I think he has one of my favorite Ghost of Christmas Future sequences out there.
Oh
it's
my god,
good.
yes.
Would have terrified me as a child, though.
Oh my god, yeah. Because it was so dark that I think like 10 years ago I was maybe not 10 years ago. I would have been like, well, maybe I would have been 14, so maybe actually.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's dark, and I love the practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about them before, but I love practical effects in film, so love all of that. But back to Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, same, again, I watched this a lot growing up. I watched this a lot specifically on House of Mouse.
Oh.
House of Mouse, which Disney Plus has not brought. Disney Plus doesn't have it yet, and it makes me so mad.
They should, because I want to rewatch that.
It's so good. And because so far, right now, you can only find them in very low quality on YouTube and other sites, again, in very low quality. So Disney Plus needs just, I mean, they have them, somewhere they have all the episodes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how any of this works, but I assume they can just upload them or something. Like, it's the almighty Disney.
Yeah, just do it.
But, yes, in the House of Mouse, it was like a special Christmas episode called The House of Mouse Snowed In at the House of Mouse.
Oh.
They show the entirety of the Christmas Carol, of Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's like an hour-long special, so.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that special so many times, I did not have to Google the name.
That's good.
Snowed In at the House of Mouse.
Wow.
You can maybe find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Probably not that hard to find.
Yeah. Just not on Disney Plus.
But yeah.
Yeah, we can get started. The opening credits of this movie, which are very pretty, and that music is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
The opening credit sequence were drawn by Michael Peraza Jr.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been listening to our DuckTales episodes, you know that he also drew a very similar end credit sequence for DuckTales episode Last Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Pretty. Yeah. When I found that it was actually him, I was like, because it's so cute, and
yeah.
I love like this all these little drawings of all the characters. It's just like, I want these as prints in my house.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh no, I would love that. And I do have some more quick trivia about the opening credit sequence. It does seem to be a reference to the opening credit sequence of the 1970 Christmas Carol movie Scrooge.
Oh.
Which I know from looking it up, but also because I watched that movie. It was one of the Christmas Carol movies I watched.
Uh-huh.
It has Albert Finney, I think is his name, the guy who played Daddy Warbucks in the original theatrical release of Annie.
Mm.
Albert Finney, who plays Scrooge. It's an okay Christmas Carol. It's a musical, which is fun.
Oh.
And it has an opening credit sequence very similar, hand-drawn opening credit sequence. Well, so, I mean, we go from the opening credits to, like, a pan over, what year is this set? 18-something London.
Should I look it up in my mom's book?
I mean, sure.
My mom has a book club, and she's reading A Christmas Carol. Oh god, it's in Spanish, which I can read, but I don't see any numbers for years.
No, it should be like on the first page, right? Like, or that's probably the best page to have, like, the date.
Yeah, let's see. What?
No, does it not say? Should I look it up?
Yeah, because I think this is starting with, Marley's Ghost.
Yeah, Marley was dead to begin with.
Yes.
What year was
Give
it?
me the year.
1843.
Okay.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you.
Before we get into the actual plot, should we talk about some, I guess, backstory of this special?
Yeah.
Yeah, alrighty. So, I mean, first, like, going back a bit further, this whole special begins with the Mickey Mouse head, like the old Mickey Mouse shorts did, but obviously in like he's in his Muppets Christmas Carol, he's in his Christmas Carol Bob Cratchit getup, and you know this cartoon was the first original Mickey Mouse theatrical cartoon produced in over 30 years at the time.
Oh wow!
Like the tagline for this was "He's back, Mickey Mouse in his first new motion picture in 30 years."
Oh my god!
Yeah, which is
a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. Maybe because let me see. Because the last, with the exception of re-releases, you know, Mickey had not appeared in movie theaters since the short film "The Simple Things" in 1953.
Oh wow!
I mean, maybe Walt Disney passing away had something to do with it.
Probably.
Since he passed away 65, 66, right?
Mm-hmm. I think yes.
And he stopped voicing Mickey in the late 40s because of his throat, because of his smoking. He couldn't do the voice anymore. Mm-hmm. And I mean, maybe because he passed away, they didn't release anything big with Mickey in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So this is the first. This is his first time back in theaters. The way this special was released was that it was originally released kind of paired with a re-release of The Rescuers.
Oh.
Like, the 1977 Rescuers was re-released in 83 with this in front of it.
Oh.
And the same thing
happened. It's pretty short.
Yeah, it's 20-something minutes.
24 minutes.
Yeah, so it's short. And it was released in the UK on the same day, alongside the re-release of The Jungle Book.
Oh.
Which, sure.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And it was actually nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 1984. Mm-hmm. Though it lost to the apparently very strange Sunday in New York by Jimmy Picker.
I don't know what that is.
Nobody does. It was the first nomination for a Mickey Mouse short since Mickey and the Seal, which was in 1948.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
So, good job, Christmas Carol.
Yes. It deserved. It deserved to win.
It totally did. Yeah, so obviously it was released in theaters. On December 16th it was released. Mm-hmm. And it would air on television on NBC December 10th, 1984. Almost a full year later. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's tomorrow.
Wow.
Wow. My god. We're recording this on December 9th, so this won't be released probably until at least the 11th. Takes me a bit to edit these since we talk so much. But yeah, that's crazy. That's happened a couple times where
that's scary.
Our recording coincides with the release.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But, happy anniversary.
I know. Oh my god. How many years is that even?
Oh. What did
40?
you say?
1984. 40 something?
37.
Damn, I was close. Sure. Yeah. More or less.
Still, oh my god.
Yeah. But I think we all know this special is most significant because it is the first time Alan Young would voice Scrooge.
Yes. And it's so good.
It is, oh my god.
He does a great job. Like, watching this for the first time since last year, I'm just like, wow, like, Alan Young really gave it his all. And it was worth it. Like, it's such a good performance.
It is my favorite performance of Alan Young as Scrooge.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so, like, nostalgic to me, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great.
Yeah, and no, oh my god. I actually have a bit of lore on him getting cast for this.
Ooh.
Because originally Alan Young wasn't considered for Scrooge.
Uh-huh.
He recorded Scrooge in the album recording, so there's like a musical album they made for this. Because at the time, Walt Disney Pictures didn't think he would do the voice for an animated film. Oh. Because apparently he was very well known for the movie The Time Machine. So they basically they didn't think he would stoop so low as to voice a character in an animated movie. Uh-huh. But apparently when Alan Young heard about the film being in production, he contacted Disney to request an audition.
Oh wow.
And obviously he got the part. Mm-hmm. And when he learned like why they originally hadn't kind of contacted him, he apparently responded, "Hey, I worked in television for 5 years with a talking horse." That's Mr. Ed, the talking horse. "At this point in my career, nothing's beneath me."
Wow.
Applause, please, for Mr. Alan Young. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Alan Young would continue to voice Scrooge until he passed away in 2016.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I mean,
what a legacy.
I cannot imagine the voice of Scrooge without him.
Yeah.
1000%.
Like, today I watched this, and then I watched both Christmas DuckTales 2017 episodes, and I love David Tennant Scrooge, but I'm just like, it's completely different vibes.
Yes.
Like, just, they're both great, but Alan Young is always like, it hits in the heart when you hear him speak after not hearing him speak as Scrooge for a long time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think similar with like Lucy Taylor.
Yes.
Like hearing her do the voice for young Donald in DuckTales.
I cried a lot.
Oh my god. Yeah, that and like I think her final performance was in it was in the Mickey Mouse short. It's like it's when she sings a song for Mickey.
Yes.
I'd cry. Like I couldn't watch that short for like a year after she passed away, and I watched it. I tried watching it like in a Starbucks, and I'm like, what am I doing? I am in tears.
Yeah, I think I saw it like floating around when she passed away, and I listened to it, and I'm like, this is so sweet, and I'm crying now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And now we officially begin.
Yes.
Mickey's Christmas Carol. So we pan over London as we move from the opening credits to, the film itself. And we see a charity Santa being portrayed, I guess, by Zeke, the big bad wolf.
Oh, that's his name. I did not know his name was Zeke.
Yeah, no, he shows up in the Mickey Mouse shorts, like the recent ones. They've been bringing back a lot of the classic characters.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. And next to him caroling are the Three Little Pigs. Both of which are from the short The Three Little Pigs, from the 1933 short. So it's, 19th century London, like every Christmas Carol has, the same look because they're all set,
Yeah, in the same time.
Yeah, most set in the same time period.
Yes. And so Scrooge is making his way through town, and I love his, he's always, hunched over.
Yeah.
He's carrying the sack. And he has a very iconic outfit on, I would call it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like a blue coat, and then he has a green top hat with the red ribbon around it.
Great gray spats.
Yes.
His glasses. Pince-nez.
Yes.
Glasses. And interestingly, his sideburns here, like the little on his face, are gray.
Yeah.
And they will never be gray again.
No. Cause
like in any portrayal of Scrooge. Yeah.
Yes. Because this is Scrooge McDuck playing Ebenezer Scrooge, who dyed his little side feathers.
Yes. Because I dyed them gray. Which, which is fun. It does make him very distinct from, just every other comic book portrayal, the classic DuckTales portrayal.
Yeah.
Oh, and on that subject real quick, for the longest time, I thought this short is what introduced Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah. I didn't know about the comics. I was a dumb, 5-year-old. I didn't know about the decades of Carl Barks comics.
I think it's the fact that they're both, the name Scrooge is in both of them, just really confused me as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I honestly thought, this is the short that created... Oh, I'm like, this is fun. They created a whole character... A whole new character for Ebenezer Scrooge. And then he was then used for DuckTales.
Yeah, I was like, he was that popular that they just used him. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. I remembered that's what I thought while we were watching. I was like, oh God. I didn't know the comics existed.
No, now you have all this knowledge about
I know, all this knowledge. And we have a row, some beggars, I guess, around a fire. And one asks, Scrooge for money, asks, penny for the poor, governor. And, this Scrooge is a much, much nicer response than classic DuckTales Scrooge did to being asked to donate money.
Was it that they don't deserve it?
They're not worth it.
They're not worth it.
The classic introduction to Scrooge McDuck, DuckTales, 1987.
So funny.
Penny for the poor?
They're not worth it.
Yeah, here Scrooge just kind of glares at him and, what does he do with his cane?
He kind of just, brushes him off, bah.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah, give money to the poor, bah. Yeah. Pretty simple animation, there isn't, there aren't any, sweeping vistas or, whatever. This is 1983. We are pre the Disney Revolution. Renaissance, not Revolution. My bad.
That's coming.
Different
the Disney Revolution will come.
They can only charge us for Genie Plus for so long before we lose it.
Oh no, very topical. But yes.
But besides that, I really like the body language. For Scrooge specifically, there is so much attention to detail with his body language.
Yeah.
Like you said, I love how they make him all hunched and just small and mean looking.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's very great. And also, the background is obviously, painted backgrounds, but it all works in its, storybookness of that, that's how I feel the animation is. It's very, storybook.
Yeah, I think it's, I want to say it's watercolor. I'm not an expert. But probably. Similar to, the Lilo and Stitch backgrounds,
Yes.
which were
Beautiful.
watercolor.
So we see Scrooge go up to his what's it called? The counting house.
Counting house, which is
Yes.
which I was never clear about because it's not like a thing anymore. But I assume it's some sort of bank loan shark
Yeah.
type thing.
And we see that there's a sign next to the bigger counting house sign that says like the owners. But it's covered in snow. So Scrooge, first he's like reminiscing about the fact that his partner Marley, has passed away and he's been dead for 7 years.
Yes, and the Marley part of the name has been crossed out. Well, because instead of paying for a new sign, he crossed the dead guy's name off.
Yeah, obviously. And he says that, Jacob Marley robbed from widows and swindled the poor, and that he left him enough money to cover for his tombstone.
Yeah.
But instead, Scrooge had him buried at sea.
My partner, Jacob Marley, dead 7 years today. He was a good 'un. He robbed from the widows and swindled the poor. In his will, he left me enough money to pay for his tombstone. Ha! And I had him buried at sea.
And he is so fucking gleeful about that. So he kept the money.
Yeah.
That would have been for a tombstone. Awesome.
Yeah,
And
he's like laughing
yeah.
as he says all of this.
Yeah. And he knocks the snow off of the sign so that you can see his name.
Yeah. God.
Oh my gosh, Alan Young's performance. He just sounds so gleeful. It's
Yeah.
great.
So he goes inside and we see a familiar face.
Oh.
I don't hate him in this, which is
No.
news for me.
Oh, do you want to elaborate on your Mickey Mouse hatred?
I just, sometimes when you go to the Disneyland parks, you want merch that belongs to other people other than just Mickey Mouse.
Any other character.
Any other character, please. And yeah, every time we go, I always complain about it. And I'm like, one day, Disneyland employees or cast members are going to just grab me by the arms and drag me out of the park for slandering the mouse.
Because you're like, anyone else? No, sorry, they'll drag you off for like attacking a parade float with Mickey's face on it.
Because
You'll go into a blind rage.
I'll just be like, where's the Donald Duck merch? Where is... I'm like, other countries get to have it. Why don't we have it? If I see another, like, Mickey American flag merch, I'm just gonna go into a rage.
Disneyland Paris has Scrooge McDuck plushes.
What
What do we have?
The same Mickey Mouse plush that ever
1,000
was.
different versions of the same Mickey Mouse plush.
Always.
Here's a rainbow Mickey.
Yeah, so I have beef with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Though, remember, at the time, audiences had not seen Mickey Mouse in theaters in 30 years.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. He has pervaded every aspect of our existence by this point.
Yeah.
But, so Mickey's our Cratchit.
Yes.
Our Bob Cratchit.
Oh.
He's voiced by Wayne Allwine. This is Wayne Allwine's first performance as Mickey Mouse.
Oh, wow.
This is the Mickey Mouse. This is the guy we grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
He would go on to voice Mickey Mouse until 2009, when he passed away. And in 1991, he would marry Lucy Taylor, the voice of Minnie Mouse, as well as
so
Huey, Dewey,
beautiful.
and Louie, and Webby. But yeah.
Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, I'm gonna cry.
That's insane. Like, I mean, that's crazy. Like, they would have, I guess, met a bunch of times at, like, recordings and, like, fallen in love and, like, gotten married?
Yeah.
Kill me.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. So he's our Bob Cratchit, and he's trying to, like, light the, what do you call it? Like the little fire
Furnace.
furnace. Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, sneakily put a lump of coal in there.
Yes. But Scrooge immediately is like, oh, what do you have there? Because he's not allowed to use another piece of coal.
Because he used one last week.
Oh,
Good morning, Mr. Scrooge.
Cratchit, what are you doing with that piece of coal?
I was just trying to thaw out the ink.
And, like, Cratchit is right, because he's like, I'm trying to, like, thaw out this ink.
Yes. Yeah, because Cratchit, I think, is, like, his bookkeeper, so he just keeps notes all day or something.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always writing in that big book.
Yeah. Yeah, what's Scrooge's response? Oh, yeah, that he's a piece of coal last week. He's like, just, I don't care. Get work done anyway. That's not resolved.
No, it's not. And there's a cool angle of him, like, hunched over, and he, like, points. He's, like, pointing at Mickey, or Cratchit, but, like, you see him, like, and he looks kind of mean.
Yeah, and, like, the camera follows the movement, camera, quote-unquote, the animator drawing this by hand. Like, yeah, we follow, like, the movement of the cane.
Yes. I want this cell. I want to put it in, like, a bathroom or something.
Yeah, like, that'll be, $2,000, ma'am.
Run with the cell.
And, like, Cratchit, Mickey has to use, like, books as, like, a step stool to get up to the chair.
Yes, he's very small.
And, this is Cratchit asking for a full day or half a day off? Half a day off.
Yes.
For Christmas.
And Scrooge actually is like, okay, like, I guess. He's not happy about it, but he's like, and I'll dock you a half a day's pay.
Yes.
But sure.
And, yeah, he's like, alright, how much do I pay you? I pay you 2 shillings a day.
He's like, no, you pay me 2 shillings and a halfpenny. Yeah, I don't know how much that is.
This is, like, old, like, I barely understand British pounds today, so this is, like, old timesy money.
Yeah.
So, this is just nonsense to me.
It's not a lot, is what you need to know. That it's not a lot.
Yes, because Scrooge gave him that raise 3 years ago, when Cratchit started doing his laundry.
Oh, no. And then we have this, like, sign in the wall that makes me laugh every time I see it that says, talk is cheap.
Yeah, it's like what's those, like, those stitching? Like an embroidery?
Oh, yeah, it's like a cross-stitching.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like, thing on the wall, and it's so funny.
And, Scrooge is gonna go to work, but, before he walks off, he throws a bundle of laundry at Cratchit, and it's just shirts.
Yeah. That's very funny.
Yeah, it's cute.
And we see here, I love the scene of Scrooge hunched over counting money.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously it's the Scrooge. The whole story is kind of exaggerated. So his his love of money is super exaggerated. He is like cuddling the money. He is holding it close.
£50, 10 shillings from Macduff, plus his 80% interest, compounded daily. Money.
He's so happy that he's getting, like, he says, like, a wild amount of interest. He says 80% interest compounded daily.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What is this?
And then he's literally, like, hugging the money. Like, he's like, money.
Yeah. And then enter. Here, I love, we have, like, the bell over the door, and it rings, like, constantly through this whole sequence as people keep coming in and out. And we have Scrooge's nephew, Donald. I mean Fred.
Woo, Fred.
Nephew Fred.
Nephew Fred.
And I love his outfit. I've known, like, his outfit, but I really appreciated the outfit this time. Like the kind of the kind of take on his classic sailor outfit, but wintry and like era appropriate, more or less.
Yeah, it's like the same like Donald blue, but outfitted in like era appropriateness. And he's so kind.
Yes, and this is Clarence Nash doing the voice of Donald in his final performance as Donald Duck. And
there's so many firsts and finals. It's wild.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. yeah, this, I mean, we'll get into more later as more characters pop up, but Clarence Nash is the only original voice actor in this movie, in this short film. Everyone else, like, Mickey, other characters, were all recast because all the voice actors had passed away by this point.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a weird, like, in-between movie. Like, I learned today that Mickey was the same guy we grew up with. Because, I mean, I compared his performance here to our cult classic, Mickey's Three Musketeers.
Yes. Another thing that we grew up with.
Yes. Because the performance is completely different, I feel.
Yeah.
It feels way more natural in Mickey's Three Musketeers and, say, House of Mouse.
Yeah.
Here Mickey's voice feels, to me, still really stilted.
Yeah.
Right? Did you get that same feeling?
Yeah. I thought it's a lot softer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds more like Walt here.
I don't know, I would just describe it as, like, not rough, because it's not rough.
No.
But, I don't know. Just kind of beginning, It's not, like, the definite version that we will hear and that, like, we grew up with. Yeah.
And, I mean, also, Mickey isn't, like, the main character, despite it being Mickey's Christmas Carol. Because, I mean, they couldn't make Mickey Scrooge. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, who cares? Donald is here.
Yes. Ooh, Donald. I love that he plays the very, like, cheerful nephew Fred.
Yes, who loves Christmas. We love that for Donald.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge! What's so merry about it? I'll tell you what Christmas is. It's just another work day, and any jackanapes who thinks else should be boiled in his own pudding.
He comes in, wishing Merry Christmas to everyone, and Bob Cratchit is very excited to see him, and Scrooge is not.
No. But yeah, I mean, Fred is undaunted, because he came to wish Scrooge a Merry Christmas, and to bring him a Christmas wreath.
And Scrooge is, like, still working. He's writing in his book. And he's like, there's nothing merry about Christmas. It's just another work day.
Yeah.
And that anyone who thinks else should be boiled in his own pudding.
Again, we're on limited time.
Yes.
So we're not getting, and also Disney, so we're not getting the, what is it, are there no poorhouses? Are there no prisons? Kind of thing. We're not getting that line.
No.
And if they'd rather die, they better do it and decrease the surplus population. We're not getting that. I have watched the Christmas Carol 7 times. Different versions 7 times.
At the end of this whole journey for you, you're just going to perform it live.
Yeah, I'm going to do all the voices. A 1-woman performance.
Yes.
It's on my list is actually a 1-man performance of A Christmas Carol.
Oh.
So we'll see if I do lose my mind at that point.
Wait, you know what I wish we could watch again?
What?
The version that we saw at Disneyland.
Oh my god. This was years ago.
Yes,
this was
years ago.
The first time we went together?
Oh.
It was January. I think so. It was January of 2018. It must have been then.
Oh, yeah. One of our first times we went together, yes.
Yeah. And it was I always called it the Golden Corral, and that's not it.
It's not what we call it.
What's it called?
Is it Golden Horseshoe?
Yes, that's probably it.
I think that. But we always call it Golden Corral.
Yeah. And yeah, it was. We were on the top balcony.
Yeah.
Far away, so not in no danger of being called on for audience participation. Thank God.
Yes.
They had like a mini Christmas Carol performance.
Yeah.
Because they have performers on stage.
Mm-hmm. And they pulled like people that were from around.
Yeah.
And the guy that they got to play Scrooge
God.
was amazing.
I feel like I almost feel like he was like a plant.
Yeah.
Like an audience plant, because he was so devoted to his role. He was some dad.
Yeah.
Like there with his family, and he was fully engaged. Like the performers were impressed.
Yeah, like he was good. Like I hope he cherishes that memory the way that I do. Because I was like, I was prepared to be embarrassed.
Yes.
Because things can go that way, but no, he was like, he knew his lines.
Yeah.
He knew, like, how to say them. It was great. It was
He
very
was
fun.
incredible. Yes, the best. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that was the best performance of A Christmas Carol I've ever seen. My God. But yeah, so again, so Mickey's Christmas Carol. We got 21. Wait, how many minutes to do this shit?
Technically 24, but it, like more like 20 minutes with credits and everything.
Yes, we got 20 minutes to do this shit. And this is Disney, so it has to be a little tamer because we can't have Scrooge McDuck wishing people dead.
Yeah.
So we're cutting a lot of the lines. Yeah, almost none of the lines in this are from, like, I think maybe none of them are,
Probably
like,
not.
from the book.
Yeah.
And then the very book-accurate movies, like, script-wise. But, you know, same thing.
Yeah, the
same
vibe
vibe.
is still there.
Yes.
And everyone's kind of like, you know, Cratchit and Fred are like, how could you say that, you know? Cratchit specifically is like, you know, Scrooge, oh my God. Christmas is a time to be with family, and it's a time of giving.
Yeah. And Scrooge, you know, bah humbug.
Yes.
And he starts to walk off. And Fred is like, well, I don't care. I say Merry Christmas, so Merry Christmas.
Yes. And Cratchit starts clapping for him.
Yeah.
Like, well done, Master Fred. And Scrooge turns around like, what are you doing?
And he's like, oh, just keeping my hands warm.
Yeah.
And then he jumps back up onto his chair to keep working. Oh, but he hunches back over the table.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, I wasn't cheering your nephew on.
Yeah. And yeah, and this is, so Scrooge is like, okay, to Fred, you know, why are you even here?
It's like, I'm here to give you the wreath and to invite you to a Christmas dinner. And Scrooge has like a change in personality for a moment, because he's like, oh my God, he's like, so I suppose you guys are gonna have what is it?
Like goose,
plum
and let's
goose,
not think about the implications
Yeah.
that they're ducks. Yeah, basically acting all excited about all the food, the pudding, and whatever that they're gonna have at this dinner.
Yeah.
And Fred is like, yeah, totally. Like, you'll come?
And Scrooge is he opens the door. He's like, you know, I can't eat that stuff. And does he? Yeah, he like throws the wreath onto Donald.
He like slams it onto him like cartoon style.
Yes.
So it like smushes his hat and his arms are pinned to his side. And he literally kicks him out the door.
Yeah.
And we hear the Donald yell as he goes flying. And then he slams it like in midair. It's a very fun bit of animation.
Here's your wreath back. Now out! Bah! Humbug.
I love the Donald yell we just hear in the distance.
Yeah.
And Scrooge starts to walk off, but Fred,
Fred.
unperturbed, reappears to yell Merry Christmas one more time and leaves the wreath hanging on the doorknob.
Oh my God. And Scrooge obviously turns around to respond, and a bah humbug to you.
Too late. You didn't get the
Yes.
last word. He'd already closed the door.
Yeah. Oh. And Cratchit's like laughing, like, oh, you know, that Fred is always so kind.
Like we said, the special obviously isn't accurate to the book and the script. But I mean I love obviously Alan Young's performance just adds so much to just the script as a whole is very fun.
Yeah.
Cause I love he observes that Fred has always been a little weird because he's so nice. And we hear again the bell ring as the door opens. I love assuming it's Fred. He's like, and stubborn, thinking it's Fred again.
But no, it's a little cameo from Rat and Mole. What do they want?
What do they want?
Scrooge gets happy because he thinks that they're customers.
Yes.
But no.
Yeah, this is, I mean, not our first cameos, but our next kind of set of cameos from The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, and specifically The Wind in the Willows, the 1949, like, two-part movie.
Yeah.
I again, like, it's along with the kind of, like, weird in-between era that this movie came out in, that, because obviously this is pre-Disney Renaissance, so there's so many characters and movies that don't exist yet.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like, well, there's, like, a big pot of characters they can pull from. All these characters are from the 40s and 50s and the 30s. Yeah. Characters who aren't really known today. So maybe they were then.
Probably. At least more than now.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I mean, this special was my introduction to most of these cameo characters.
Same.
Like Rat and Mole.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite characters. From when you're waiting in the queue for Mr. Toad.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, Rat and Mole looking exactly like they do in The Wind in the Willows.
Yeah, they look cute. They're really cute outfits. And so Scrooge is, like, very excited. He's like, what? Very kind. He's like, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
Yes, because he thinks they're customers.
Yeah. And immediately Rat is like, oh, we're soliciting funds for the... how do you pronounce that?
Indigent and destitute. And even Scrooge is like, what? I don't know what the what.
So Mole is like, we're collecting for the poor.
Yeah, so this is our Bunsen and Beaker from Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yes.
The rat is voiced by Hal Smith, who we would know as the voice of Flintheart Glomgold and Jar Gearless, whose name I forgot for half a second. And Mole is voiced by Will Ryan. Because, I think as I mentioned before, Clarence Nash is the only original voice actor in this movie. Basically every other character who has appeared previously had passed away. Their voice actor had passed away. Yeah, so basically every other cameo character we're going to see has been... The voice actor is new to the character. Yeah, so these are our alms collectors.
Yes.
Oh, and this is where are there no poorhouses? Are there no prisons? That's where this would go.
And this is one of my absolutely favorite, like, parts / delivery. Because he starts to be like, okay, do you guys realize that if you give money to the poor, then they're not going to be poor anymore? And, like, Mole and Rat were like, well, yeah. And then...
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and he's like...
And he grabs Mole and drags him real close.
And so, he starts to, like, walk towards Rat. He's, like, leading him out of the door. As he's saying, like, and if they're not poor anymore, then you won't have to raise money for them.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to raise money for them, then you're going to be out of a job.
Yes. He's like, don't ask me to put you out of a job. Not on Christmas. As he has guided them out the door. They are they're outside. They were in the snow now. And Rat's like, well, no, we're not asking you to do that.
Yeah.
And so again, Scrooge drops the act.
Immediately. He's like, well, then I suggest you give this to the poor, being the wreath. And it's like, and, like, leave.
Yeah. And he slams the door in their faces.
Yeah.
And we see the wreath, swinging from Mole's nose.
They're both just kind of standing there like, what just happened?
Yeah. Looking pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that delivery is always so funny.
It's really good. He's such a dick. And on the inside of the door, Scrooge is like kind of slumped against the door. Like, he's like, "Can you believe, Cratchit? Like, people are just asking me to give money away."
The money that I've, like, spent all my life trying to earn and collect.
Yeah, like working to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I think you're missing the point.
Yeah. So I guess the workday is almost over.
Yeah.
Cratchit, like, he's trying to warm up his hands with the lamp at first, right?
Yeah. Like the gas lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And he sees that it's time to clock out.
Yeah, he hears, like, the bell, the clock chiming. What time is it? I can't read clocks. Wait. It's 7 p.m.
7, yeah.
But as soon as Cratchit, he closes the book, he's hopping out of his chair. I love Scrooge. Pulls out his own, like, pocket watch, and he's like, 2 minutes fast.
It's very the clock doesn't dismiss you, I do.
Yeah. Oh god. Horrible flashbacks.
I hated that. I just
God.
But yeah,
The worst teachers, maybe.
Yeah. Also, teachers that had the clock covered, being
Oh my god!
like,
that is some
the time
next
doesn't
level.
matter. Yeah.
That's some next level psychological warfare.
Yeah. Terrible. I hate it so much.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, Cratchit's he's like poised to run out the door, but he dutifully like jumps back in his chair and opens up the book again to keep writing.
Only for Scrooge to be like, oh, never mind the 2 minutes, like, you can leave. It's like, you just want to watch the man squirm.
Yes. But Cratchit is like, so we're not gonna get a whole lot. We're not gonna get any depth from this Cratchit. He's just kind of just across the board cheerful.
Yeah.
He tells Scrooge that he's kind when he's clearly not.
Not at all. And yeah, Scrooge is like, never mind the mushy stuff. And he's like, and just be here earlier than tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cratchit goes to say and a bah humbug instead of a Merry Christmas. But he stops himself.
Yeah.
He's like, oh god, I've heard it so many times.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're so kind.
Never mind the mushy stuff, just go. But be here all the earlier the next day.
I will, sir. And a bah humbug. I mean, a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
I think it's cute because he in doing that, he pulls his hat over his head a little tighter. He's like, oh, I mean, Merry Christmas.
And he swings the bag of laundry onto his shoulder too. Mm-hmm. And I love I don't think Mickey's really, I don't know, Mickey's hat flattens his ears.
Yeah, it does. There's no ear holes.
Yeah, and I love that. I'm kind of obsessed with that. It's quote unquote realistic.
Yeah.
It's a really cute detail that I don't think I've ever seen since.
Same.
They always have the perfect little ear holes. I'm like, come on. It's a cute detail.
It's cute.
And let's see, I'm reading the clock. Actually, I've never paid attention to the clocks before. Oh, that's a while later that he left.
Yeah. Because we see that he stays working, and it's 9. Yeah.
Yes.
Anna, do you know how to read clock faces?
Roman numerals confuse me. Leave me alone. Being bullied. Yeah, so Scrooge is finally heading home. It's dark out, and there's no one on the street. I love him. He stops to whack the snow off of his sign again.
Yeah. No one cares, Scrooge.
Yeah, no one cares. There's nobody out to see it.
Yeah,
but it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
And I like the detail. They could have just had him just walking out, but he walks out, go back up the steps to whack the sign.
And then we see him walk through town again in the dark, basically, all hunched over and small.
Yeah.
I love how the snow looks.
Yeah, the snow looks actually really nice. I'm kind of obsessed with it now they pointed it out.
Yeah. So he finally gets to his house. And what's that thing called?
Oh fuck. I was gonna call it a door knocker, but that's definitely not what it's called.
Is it not?
Oh no, it has a fancy name.
Oh.
I've watched this movie 7 times.
I don't remember what it's called.
I'm gonna hate myself. I'm gonna know what this is. Oh, it might be a door knocker, actually.
I think it is.
Wait, there's a fancier word.
I think it's a door knocker.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was so convinced there's another fucking term for this. Yes, so we have the famous door knocker scene.
Yes. So Scrooge's door knocker turns into a familiar face, aka Jacob Marley, played by Goofy.
Yes, as portrayed by Goofy.
Yes.
And of the now 7 versions of A Christmas Carol that I have seen that include the door knocker transformation, I think this one is still my favorite. I mean,
yeah.
I think it also has to do with the fact that a lot of the ones I've seen are from like the 50s and 70s and 80s, so the effects don't translate as well in live action.
Yeah. Because this one transforms from like a lion into like Goofy's face.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
I just noticed that Goofy's ears are like the handle.
Yeah.
Is that here?
It's very cute.
And obviously Scrooge recognizes Marley and kind of like pinches his nose. And we have Goofy Marley going like, oh, ow. And Scrooge panics and like runs in and slams the door behind him.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And then so he goes in and he's going directly up the stairs. And as he's going upstairs, we see Marley's shadow on the wall.
Yeah.
Behind Scrooge. And it's like you see the chains dragging behind him.
I think you hear the chains too, right? Like Scrooge is hearing him behind him, climbing the stairs behind him. But the first time he turns around at first really quick and Marley disappears.
And then he keeps going up and he tries to catch him again and Marley disappears again. So Scrooge starts like looking like down the stairs.
Yeah, he looks over the banister.
Down there, but there isn't.
And he starts climbing the stairs again. And Marley's ghost picks up his hat. And so he like with his cane he like reaches behind him and he tickles Marley.
Yeah.
And he turns around.
Shadow,
he tickles the shadow. And he turns around quick enough and he sees Marley's shadow. And then he screams.
And he bolts.
Yes. He runs into his bedroom. And where he slams the door and has like a series of like 6 locks that he locks very quickly. And there's a DuckTales episode, DuckTales 1987, that basically uses that exact same piece of animation for like Scrooge locking. It's Scrooge locking the front door, doing all those same locks. In the I believe it's the episode Nothing to Fear. Yeah, and that's just a funny thing that I remembered when I first watched that episode. I'm like, that's from A Christmas Carol.
That's very fun. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, he's standing like with his back towards the door, kind of like terrified because obviously, and then there's like a pounding on the door.
Yeah.
And you start hearing, right, Jacob Marley calling out to Ebenezer.
Yeah, to Scrooge. And Scrooge runs to his armchair where he hides.
Yeah.
Like, I think he yells, like, go away!
Yeah.
Yeah. But we see,
he does.
Marley's ghost walks through the door. And, because he's goofy, immediately trips on Scrooge's cane.
It's very funny.
Yeah. And Jacob Marley, as portrayed by Goofy, is voiced by Hal Smith. I think he would voice him for. I'm not sure if this is his only time voicing Goofy, because again, the Goofy's original voice actor, Pinto Colvig, passed away in the 1960s. So I'm not sure how long Hal Smith would voice Goofy, though he does voice him here. And again, it's because I'm pretty sure. 83, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bill Farmer would take up the reins really soon after this.
Yeah.
Which, again, adds to the weird in-betweenness of this special with the Goofy voice being not off, but very different.
Yeah. It's just a slightly different to what you feel like you remember as your childhood.
Yeah.
Because it's been Bill Farmer for the longest time.
Oh, yeah. It's been Bill Farmer.
Yeah.
Basically, I think from this point on, it's Bill Farmer.
Yeah. And I love Goofy as Jacob Marley. I think it's a very fun choice.
Yeah, I will defend it. It's, let Goofy branch out. Let him take on other roles.
Exactly.
Yeah, let him be the robbing from the widow, stealing from the poor guy. Let him
Yeah,
portray that
he
character.
plays it very well. Yeah, he's got the range.
Yes. Oh my god.
Go away!
Gosh, kind of slippery.
But so Scrooge is obviously hiding from the ghost, but Marley's like, Scrooge, don't you recognize me? Like, it's me, it's Jacob
Yeah.
Marley.
And Scrooge like lights a candle.
Yeah, and he has to raise his glasses to his face to really get a good look at Marley, and finally does recognize him.
Yeah. So Marley is like a teal ghost, completely like one color.
He's got like his chains. There aren't as many chains as Marley's sometimes portrayed with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like his chains, it's like a lockbox and then like a piggy bank, right? That he's dragging around.
Yeah. And, you know, he does the whole like, you know, Ebenezer, do you remember when I was alive? I robbed from the widows, I swindled from the poor. And Scrooge is like, yes, and all in the same day. I love how he
you had
delivers
class.
you had class.
Yes.
And Marley is kind of like proud. He's like, yes, I did.
And he's like, no, wait, shit. That's why I'm in hell.
Yeah.
And the whole thing like that he was forced to carry these heavy chains for eternity, and that he's doomed.
Mm-hmm.
And as he
Maybe even longer.
Yes, and he kind of throws his chains around, and one of them has the piggy bank, which Scrooge picks up and shakes to listen for money.
And then as Marley's, you know, giving his speech, like, Scrooge is, like, tied up by the neck from one of the chains, and Goofy's, like, gesturing with them, so he, like, pulls Scrooge with him. As he's telling him, like, you know, I'm doomed, and the same thing is going to happen to you if you don't change your mind, like, change your ways, basically.
Yeah, if you don't, you know, repent and become a better person.
Yes. And Scrooge immediately is like, I don't want that to happen, like, help me.
Yeah, there isn't like the whole like rigmarole of him denying that Marley is there.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, I don't want that. What do I do? And Marley tells him he'll be visited by 3 spirits as he raises 2 fingers because he is still goofy and he's still kind of dumb. That's one of my favorite things. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Because you're telling him, like, yes, I was an awful person, but I'm still going to make little goofy jokes.
Yeah. It's fun.
And yeah, so he tells him, we're going to be visited by 3 spirits, you know, listen to them, do what they say.
Or your chains will be heavier than mine.
Yeah.
And he starts to leave.
And he's doing the farewell, Ebenezer, like, ghost voice. And then he stops before he can trip on the cane again.
Yes.
He's like, oh, got it this time.
Yeah.
And he goes again, farewell. And I love this bit. Because he, like, fades through the door. And Scrooge is like, Marley, like, wait, watch for that first step.
You just hear him fall down the steps. He does the classic, like, goofy yell.
He does you hear crash, goofy, prolonged goofy yell. As this ghost trips down the stairs.
Farewell.
Marley, watch out for that first. Step.
It's very fun.
It's so fun. It's fun like Fred doing the Donald yell as he's punted out the door.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's that little bit of these are still the Disney characters.
And before we move on, I will say that Disneyland brought out the costume characters, and it makes me so mad that we didn't get to see them.
Yes, it was for the Merry Nights.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know either until it was going on. I was like, this is fucking rude. Springing this on me. Yeah, they had Scrooge in the little, like, cap and gown thing that we're obsessed with.
Yes.
And Ghost, Marley.
Yeah. It looks
insane.
so good.
They're like, why don't they just have them? They have these costumes just sitting in a warehouse somewhere. Bring them out for the whole Christmas season.
Yeah,
for me.
That'd be so good for me specifically. Disneyland, I'm coming, please.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, I love Scrooge in his little cap and gown the whole rest of the episode of the special, so that's fun.
Yes, it's so... I just love that look. The cap and little cap gown holding the candle.
Yes.
Very classic.
Yes. Because you have Scrooge kind of searching his rooms for a spirit, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's like, spirits.
Yeah.
Bah, that's not gonna happen to me.
Nah.
And he kind of angrily goes to bed.
Mm-hmm. Wearing his glasses.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. And he doesn't get much sleep before he's interrupted.
Yeah, we get this fun kind of this angle of a point of view shot of somebody hopping across the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's everyone's favorite narc. Is that a good way to describe Jiminy Cricket?
Yeah, I guess so. I always find him annoying as a child. Really didn't like him.
Doesn't he in the book? Doesn't he die? In the Pinocchio book, he gets stepped on.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. Jiminy Cricket is a ghost of Christmas past.
Mm-hmm.
And in I think I mentioned the I think a musical version of this special. It's the Dickens Christmas Carol performed by the Walt Disney Players.
Oh,
it's called a record, so I'm not sure if it was if it was some sort of music or if it was just a kind of a radio show where it was just the readings. In that version, the Ghost of Christmas Past was actually played by Merlin from The Sword and the Stone.
Oh,
how do you feel about that?
I don't believe that Merlin has any kind of moral compass. So I don't believe it.
He's kind of all over the place.
He is. He's very chaotic, is how I remember him.
Yeah, for some reason when I read Merlin, I was picturing Jensen from the Sorcerer's Apprentice, the spooky guy.
Oh, yeah. No,
him neither. No.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I believe Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come was played by Queen Grimhilda, which is the evil witch from Snow White, which I did not know had a name. But apparently does, according to Disney Wiki. Her name is she's Queen Grimhilda, the evil queen. Okay. She played in her evil witch form. She was the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come.
Okay. I can kind of see that. The scary
I get
vibe.
it, but
yeah.
I love the one we got way more.
Yes, this is the right choice.
Yes. But yes, so Jiminy Cricket. Mm-hmm. They don't obviously in the traditional Christmas Carol there's a whole with the ringing of the bell every hour. Mm-hmm. When the bell tolls one, the next spirit will come.
Yeah.
They don't introduce that, but we still have Jiminy Cricket ringing the little bell on Scooty's alarm clock.
Mm-hmm. And that wakes him up.
After a bit. He doesn't wake up right away.
He goes back to sleep. And then he has to ring it again, and this time he actually looks through at Jiminy Cricket and kind of gets scared a bit. And Jiminy Cricket introduces himself.
Yes. He has a Ghost of Christmas Past official badge, which I believe is a reference to the Pinocchio movie.
Yeah.
Because he has his official conscience badge or something.
Yeah. It's this same exact shot basically of the badge. And Scrooge immediately he's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be taller."
Whoa. Scrooge does not take him seriously for this whole bit. While Jiminy Cricket is telling him how he's such an absolute asshole, he yawns and lays back down. He's like, "Yeah, I don't care enough about this guy.
Oh, I thought you'd be taller.
Listen, Scrooge. If men were measured by kindness, you'd be no bigger than a speck of dust.
So basically, Pass is like, well, I'm going to show you a time when you were kind. So, let's go.
Yeah.
And yeah, Scrooge, still in bed, is like, so go. And get out of here.
Yeah. And Jiminy Cricket, we'll just call him that, opens the doors.
Yes.
And like lets all the cold air in.
Yeah. He opens the windows.
Yes. Yeah,
which is why Scrooge is like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah. And Jiminy Cricket's like, oh, we're gonna go visit your past. And Scrooge is like, I'm not gonna go out there, like, I'm gonna fall.
Jiminy Cricket opens up his little umbrella, and he tells him, to hold on and you'll be fine. But yeah, I do support the use of Jiminy Cricket as Pass, because we get the fun visual of Scrooge having to, like, hold this little guy in his hand. And, like, he's basically, like, being dragged around by this little flying, cricket in his hand. It's a fun visual. Yeah. For sure.
It's very funny. Because, like, Scrooge is kind of just, like, holding on to this tiny thing as he's, like, I don't know, flying over town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'd say, Jiminy Cricket is voiced by Eddie Carroll. And again, we're on a very small time limit. We're not seeing Scrooge's past. We're not learning about how Scrooge's dad hated him, because I think Scrooge's mother died while in childbirth with him. And we're not going to see Scrooge's sister.
Oh, no.
We're not going to see any of that.
Oh, God.
We're going straight to Fezziwig.
Immediately.
Yes.
To the really fun part. Yeah, like, skip all the depressing. Get to the part.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because we have to introduce Isabel. Yeah. So we're going to skip the part that kind of makes you sympathize with Scrooge, because because Scrooge is already pretty likable. Like, it's Scrooge, he's a fun little Scottish guy. So it's fine. The Scrooge is not as exorbitantly evil as other portrayals. So we can skip the sympathy part.
So he immediately recognizes that they're at, his old boss's business. And he, like, wipes the window and he starts looking in. So we look into this party that's going on. Christmas party. And Fezziwig is played by Mr. Toad.
Mr. Toad himself.
Mr. Toad.
And it's fun. This is pretty well cast. Mr. Toad is Fezziwig, the fun-loving and kind boss. And this whole sequence is full of so many character cameos. It kind of boggles my mind. Because throughout the special, there's characters from Robin Hood, the 1973 Robin Hood, like the kids and some of the side characters. But we get, in the sequence, we get Gus Goose, we get Clarabelle Cow, we get Horace Horsecollar, we get Grandma Duck in, like, one of her, like, maybe 3 animated appearances. We get Clara Cluck, we get Chippendale, we get Huey, Dewey, and Louie decorating a tree. Really quick, they don't speak. A lot more less well-known ones that I'm not going to name because nobody will know them.
No. Those are the ones you'll recognize. No.
Yes, those are the recognizable ones. I was going to call you out because you told me today that you cried while watching this sequence.
I did. It's very cute.
No, I'm not. No, oh my God. No, okay. Every so often, whenever I watch this, I tear up over multiple parts. Because it is very sweet. No, I know the Muppets Christmas Carol Fezziwig sequence, Fozziewig, sorry.
Fozziewig.
Also makes me tear up.
Yeah.
Because, you were saying.
Yeah. So there in the corner all alone is a young Ebenezer Scrooge. And it's so cute. Like, how would you describe how he looks?
How would I describe him? That he looks cute. He has more hair, like, on his head, and, like, his feathers are all white. There's no gray. He has a really cute, like, little blue suit on. And, like, a dark blue, like, big bow. Tie. Yeah. And, I mean, they do a good job of making him look younger, especially because, again, with the body language, he's in the corner, looking all shy and, not dancing with all of his friends.
No. And he's like sighing, and Jiminy Cricket is like, yeah, that's you before you became like this miserable miser that's consumed by greed.
Yeah.
And I love Scrooge is like, well, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, he brushes it off. But we see young Scrooge is kind of a hit with the ladies. Because Isabel, who is portrayed by Daisy. I love how she looks in this. She has the short hair.
Same. I love also how like they make her look like she's like the reveal of her is like big eyes, like fluttery eyelashes. Yeah,
it's very cute. She's a very big pink bow, a pink dress. And yeah, I love the short Daisy hair.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the ponytail they're giving her now.
I am. I love the ponytail.
No, it bugs me so much. I don't know. I think that's why maybe I think
on. It's fine.
No. I think Quack Pack Daisy is my favorite Daisy hair design.
Yeah, that's a very good design.
Yes. Yeah. So I like that Daisy here has the short hair. And she goes up to Scrooge, which I thought was nice. Like, it's just like a fun thing. Like, she's the one who's like pursuing him.
Yes. She literally like stands him up and like takes him under some mistletoe.
Ebenezer? Ebenezer?
Yes, Isabel?
My eyes are closed, my lips are puckered, and I'm standing under the mistletoe.
You're also standing on my foot.
And she's like, oh, like, my eyes are closed, my lips are puckered, and I'm standing under this mistletoe, like...
And then Scrooge cock blocks himself.
Yes!
Like... Because,
he's like, you're also standing on my foot. And we don't get the kiss.
Yeah, I don't know if that just went completely over his head. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But Isabel kind of brushes it off and takes him dancing.
Yeah.
Isabel, is voiced by Patricia Paris.
Oh.
Again, this is before... Oh, fuck, what's her name?
Oh. McNeil. Right?
Yes.
Tress
McNeil.
Yes.
Thank you. You saved me. Yeah, this is before Tress McNeil became the Daisy voice actress. Like right before, because she's been the voice actress almost as long as Tony Anselmo's been Donald's voice actor. Yeah, so we get this very cute dancing sequence. Everybody's dancing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Scrooge and Isabel are dancing.
She like goes to get another kiss, but he like shyly like kind of looks away, so she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and we get the big like cartoon love hearts.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to cry.
Yeah. Yes.
It was just so cute.
Yes. Oh my god, no, it's adorable. They do a really good job of, again, with limited time, really making all of these sequences work.
Yeah.
Because again, they have 20 minutes to cram what is sometimes 2 hours of a movie into this amount of time. And they do a good job, like hitting important, like, emotional beats.
Yeah, I think they do. I know some people say it's too short to cram it all in, but I think it works pretty fine, especially like for already you have to like censor so much of it because it is a Disney short. So I think they do a very good job of like, bam, he was in love, and we're gonna see he really fucks it up.
Yes. Though I would love like a full hour and a half long Christmas Carol like this, but an hour and a half long. Can you imagine? Like,
incredible.
Oh my god! Like, because obviously they attached this to a re-release of like at that point almost 20-year-old movie, because Disney had no new ideas at this point in 1983.
Yeah.
So if they had released it as an hour and a half, like a feature length animated movie, oh, that'd be fantastic.
We can dream.
I can dream.
So good.
But so we get Scrooge. So again, we get the emotional beat. Scrooge remembering how much he loved her, Isabel. Then I like the light goes out in the building, and we travel forward in time, 10 years.
Yeah. And Jiminy Cricket says, in 10 years' time, you're going to learn to love something else.
Yeah.
And they're now inside the Scrooge's counting house.
Yeah. I love that it's raining outside now.
Mm-hmm. And we get this, shot of him behind these tall piles of money.
There's, this wall of money.
Towers of gold. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love
and he's
that.
just counting it.
Yeah, we just see his hand over the towers, adding coins, until Isabel interrupts him.
And he doesn't like that he's interrupted.
No.
And she tells him that, that for years she's had this honeymoon cottage, and that she's waiting for him to keep his promise to marry her. And she wants to know, are you gonna, have you chosen, have you decided what you're gonna do?
Yeah, she's giving him an ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Scrooge finally behind the wall of money. They never actually talk face to face, which is nice. The money's between them.
Yeah.
We see Scrooge kind of counting the coins in his hand, and he's like, "Yes, I've made a decision." He's foreclosed the mortgage because her last payment was an hour late.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because you see that she's hopeful because you see the little love hearts appear around her, and as soon as he says that, those hearts shatter.
Yes.
And she starts to cry.
Now I must know. Have you made your decision?
I have. Your last payment on the cottage was an hour late. I'm foreclosing the mortgage.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. And she walks away crying, and obviously current Scrooge sees this. Because he was obviously ignorant of it at the time, behind the wall of money.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Isabel at the door, again looking sad, but I love at the last minute, as she goes to leave, she gets pissed. Fuck this guy. I wasted 10 years of my life on him.
Uh-huh. I love that. I love that little daisiness coming through.
Yes.
Yeah, and she slams the door.
Yeah. And and the towers of money all collapse.
Mm-hmm. Aww.
So current Scrooge watching this unfold is, I mean, he's despondent. He asks Jiminy Cricket, he asks the Ghost of Christmas Past to take him back home.
Yeah.
And we get this what is this? It's kind of what is this? How do we segue out?
Transition?
We get this transition, and we see the bells on his alarm clock ringing as we return to Scrooge in his bed.
Mm-hmm. Lamenting
but again,
the fact that he was so foolish,
Yeah, lamenting this lost love and this lost opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get our second ghost.
Ooh. And so, because Scrooge has what's it called? The canopy around his bed? Yeah. So he peeks through, and we get to see the Ghost of Christmas Present, who is, I forgot his name.
Willie the Giant.
Yes, Willie the Giant.
Yes. But no, because first we hear fee, fi, fo, fum, and
I smell.
Yes. I smell. I mean, yeah.
Why was it so foolish? Why? What's this?
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell. I smell? A stingy little Englishman.
And he moves towards the bed, and Scrooge closes the curtains real quick.
Yeah.
That's gonna keep him out.
And
when he opens them again, we get this hyper detailed SpongeBob shot of Willie's eye.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah. And Scrooge dives into the bed. And Willie calls him a stingy little Englishman.
Yeah.
But are Scotsmen aren't Englishmen. They're Scotsmen.
Please don't ask me these questions. I had a discussion about this in relation to soccer with my brother, and it was so confusing.
But right, Scotland's his own country, right?
Yes, I think.
I feel like this would be a point of contention. But
Yeah.
because it was made by an American, obviously, studio, they're like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously Ebenezer Scrooge in the literature is an Englishman.
Yes.
But because they have Scrooge McDuck portraying Ebenezer, he is a Scotsman now.
Yes.
I'm getting hung up on a detail that does not matter.
The point is that
Yes.
Willie the Giant is searching for Scrooge, and he grabs him.
He'll be doing that quite a bit.
Yeah. It's very fun in this whole sequence. Like, Scrooge doesn't really stop moving.
Yes, he's
for a
like
bit,
the hamster. Like the hamster, you're like kind of putting between your. Like you have to keep putting your hand out to keep catching the hamster.
Yeah.
That's Scrooge. And so Willie has to not drop him, basically.
Yeah.
Willie the Giant is being voiced by Will Ryan, who also voiced Mole and the Big Bad Wolf. Willie the Giant originally, is from the Fun and Fancy Free film from 1947, which is like a series of shorts. He was from the Jack and the Beanstalk segment.
Oh, yeah.
He was originally
that.
voiced... Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I love... Oh, that is the short where Donald goes insane and tries to kill the cow.
Yes.
And earlier, that's where Mickey cuts the bread so short that it's, like, transparent. It's translucent.
No, it's a bean, right?
There's a bean, but also a piece of bread.
Okay, yeah.
Remember, because they eat the bean? Yes. They eat the bean through the two translucent pieces of bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
My brother and I had that in a VHS that was, like, between, like, Ludwig, but there was also a segment with the, Snow White witch that I hated. It scared me. We'd always, like, fast forward through that part.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because I think I watched it at your place. It's the Fun and Fancy Free. Like, it's Ludwig narrating. I think that's it, because I know they re-released it.
Yeah, because it'll stop for,
that's all Disney did for a while.
Yes, it'll stop for, like, can you guess something, like, a little, like, little game.
Yeah.
And then it'll just continue the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I know it from.
Yeah. The original Willie the Giant was voiced by Billy Gilbert. I really like the choice of Willie the Giant as the Ghost of Christmas Present. Because I was wondering, like, if any of these ghosts could be recast. But Willie the Giant works so well because the Ghost of Christmas Present is meant to be this giant guy. Like, he's meant to be larger than a normal man. So the fact that they got Willie the Giant to play him, I'm like, okay, that just works on, like, the most basic level. It's fun. On a visual level, it's very fun. Yeah, so he manages to grab the hamster known as Scrooge.
And so Scrooge does the funny, like, he's, like, dangling by his oh my god, I forgot the name. Shirt.
Gown.
By his gown, yes.
It's night dress. Night
dress. And he's, like, twirling around as he's, like, struggling, like, please don't eat me.
Yeah.
Willie's like, why would I? Like,
yeah. Especially when there's so much, so many good things to eat. And we see the food of generosity all around him. And Scrooge tries to grab at it.
Yeah, he does manage to get, like, a turkey leg, but he immediately drops it because he gets dropped on, like, pig.
Suckling pig. So I just got a flashback to the Disney turkey leg incident.
Oh, turkey legs. Should we even repeat that?
I know. Long-standing listeners should know the Space Mountain turkey leg debacle. We've told the story at least twice.
Yeah. Just know that there was a lot of crying involved. It wasn't us, but someone was crying over sharing a turkey leg.
Yeah, it was the group behind us.
Yes.
Well, boyfriend and girlfriend in the group behind us. But yeah, so this is also so Scrooge is asking where all this food came from. And I love that it has, like, all this glittery gold effect on it, because it's just like this mountain of food just next to Scrooge's bed.
Just fruits and everything.
Yeah. And Scrooge slips off the suckling pig and into, like, a massive thing of, like, a massive, like, bushel of grapes. So he's kind of stuck in it, and Willie picks him up while he's kind of stuck inside of it. because this is the food of generosity, which is, generated through human generosity, which Scrooge has denied basically everybody.
Yeah. And Scrooge immediately was like, no one has ever shown me any generosity. And Willie's like, you've never given them any reason to show you generosity.
Yeah. And with the whole thing with Scrooge moving around a ton,
Yeah.
he falls out of the grape thing, the grapevine, whatever. And he gets a grape stuck on his foot. So while they're talking, like, Willie grabs him to, like, yank the grape off his foot and throw it in his mouth.
And, like, Scrooge, like, goes into Willie's, like, robe.
His robe. He's, like, climbing up his sleeve to climb out of, like, the... Like, what's this? Like, the collar? To jump out of it? But Willie reaches up, grabs him, and we see, like, feathers fly out. And he drops Scrooge in the pocket of his coat.
Yeah, and he's, like, telling him that even though he's never been generous to anyone, like, there's still people who find enough warm in their hearts to, like, be nice to Scrooge. And Scrooge is like, nah, like, that's not a thing.
No.
There are some who still find enough warmth in their hearts, even for the likes of you.
No acquaintance of mine, I assure you.
You'll see.
And, Willie's gonna show him. And I love, like, so many of the little details in this. Like, Willie, like, opens up the roof.
Yeah.
Like, the roof splinters as he pushes it open. Because he's a giant, so he climbs out of Scrooge's house.
He gets his foot stuck, so he, like, pulls down, like, the walls of the house, and, like, rubber comes back. It's very funny.
Yeah. He picks up a street lamp, uses a flashlight.
I love that detail. He, like, takes off the top, and it turns it, like, clicks it on and off.
Yeah.
And he uses it as a flashlight.
And so he's walking through the streets, and we get the gag. He opens up the wrong house. A woman screams.
Yeah.
Can they do that gag anymore? Because isn't the implication that she's changing?
Yeah.
Right?
That's usually the implication.
Right? And, I mean, I can't remember, like, a recent cartoon that I've seen that gag in.
I don't think it's a thing. The only thing that it makes me think of is of Shrek 2. I forget the giant gingerbread man's name, but he, like, grabs the fake Starbucks and he, like, tries to drink from the cup. But that's the closest thing.
Mongo, right?
I think it's Mongo, yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Willie, he finds the right house. Yes. And he like flops down on the ground.
Yeah.
Like hunched over to like look through the window.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, here he is. So he takes Scrooge out of his pocket and places him right in front of the window.
Yeah. And they do have fun with it. Like, we do get a good idea of, like, Willie's size. Like, the scope of how big he is. Because he has to, like, swing Scrooge around to drop him in front of the window.
Yeah. And Scrooge is like, why did you bring me to this, like, old little shack? And
it's the home of your overworked, underpaid employee, Bob Cratchit.
Oh, and we see Minnie.
Yes, well, we see Bob Cratchit decorating like this little tree with two of his kids. And yeah, Minnie at the fireplace where they're cooking.
And we see that like in this like it's not even she gets dinner, whatever.
Yeah, she's cooking dinner. And it's this.
Scrooge is like, what is she cooking? A canary? It's a tiny, tiny, tiny bird.
Yeah, again with it's very exaggerated.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like a chick that they've cooked. Like it's too small. It's like it's like a turkey that someone hit with like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids ray, and it just like shrunk to like the size of like a chick. Yeah.
It's those like little poultry is raised specifically so the poorest people can afford them.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. So tiny.
Yes. And Scrooge immediately is like, he's trying to defend, like
Yeah.
he's kind of like, oh crap, like wait, no, like they need to have more food than that.
Yeah.
Because there's a big pot boiling on the fire, and he points it out to Willie, like look on the fire, they have more food.
And Willie like goes to look closer, and he like squishes Scrooge against the window.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's your laundry.
Yeah. And Minnie starts to sit at the table, and Minnie does not speak.
No, she just
In
looks
this special.
sad.
Yeah, she looks sad or like vaguely positive. Apparently, there was a cut scene where this was where this would have been Lucy Taylor's first time voicing Minnie.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it's
To
apparently a
wrap
cut
up
scene.
this like
Yeah.
old and new.
Yeah, but yeah, it's apparently like it's a scene of like her talking about like something about, you know, Cratchit having to leave early, or something about Scrooge, because, you know, typically there's a whole prolonged scene between all the Cratchits.
Yeah. I love how Miss Piggy does the role.
Yes, my favorite Mrs. Cratchit.
So good. But yeah.
Yeah, they tell, so Minnie puts the food down, but they, you know, tell the kids to wait for Tiny Tim. Mm-hmm. And here is our debut, right? Yes, our debut of Tiny Tim. Mm-hmm. The two boys are basically played by, or, you know, played, quote unquote, by Morty and Ferdy Fieldmouse, which are Mickey's nephews, who are rarely seen in animation. They pop up quite a bit, surprisingly, in the Mickey Mouse shorts. I know they have like a starring role in the Halloween special.
Okay.
And this is one of their few other
like the
appearances.
One time I had seen them, and like growing
Oh,
up,
yeah.
I'm like, who are these kids?
Yeah, because the girl is like, fuck knows, like they just needed a girl mouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, Morty and Ferdy, I know they were in the comics. I'm not sure where else in animation they were in before this. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about our Tiny Tim here?
He's fine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He just
We don't
has
get too
to be
much, but
a tiny kid.
yeah,
who,
with a cute voice.
Is nice despite it all. Yeah, with a cute voice.
Yeah, because they help sit him down, and he says, "Oh, look at all the wonderful things to eat," when there's, you know, fuck all to eat.
Yeah. I'd be so sarcastic. I'd be like...
But Tiny Tim is pure. He does not understand the sarcasm. But yeah, so he's the one to go, like, we need to thank, you know, Mr. Scrooge for, you know, providing this feast.
Yeah. No, you don't.
No.
Minnie should speak here, but no, she just, like, she's holding his, crutch, and she just kind of looks sadly at it.
Yeah.
That's all she does.
I know! Like, this would have been the perfect little bit to, like, have her say something. Mm-hmm. But again, like, only Scrooge gets any character development in this.
Yeah. So now Scrooge is wondering what's wrong with that kind lad.
Yeah.
Oh my! Look at all the wonderful things to eat! We must thank Mr. Scrooge.
Tell me, Spirit, what's wrong with that kind lad?
Much, I'm afraid. If these shadows remain unchanged, I see an empty chair where Tiny Tim once sat.
Then that means Tim will...
I love, like, we get this very serious narration by Willie while Mickey is cutting a pea in half. Like, he's talking about how Tiny Tim's gonna die.
Yeah.
If nothing has changed, while Mickey is hilariously cutting a pea in half. Like,
I think it's kind of surprising how much, like, cutting tiny food is a part of my childhood.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, I don't know if it was intended to be hilarious in Jack and the Beanstalk, but it definitely
But it's
is.
so funny.
And, But here it shouldn't be funny.
No.
But it is. Just give them a normal amount of food. Or give them, slightly less. But, not like... Not having them be cooking Tweety Bird.
Oh, no.
I wonder if that was meant as a dig against Looney Tunes. Because they say specifically a canary.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. That's why. No, that's lore that you need to get to the bottom of. Oh. But even then, because Tiny Tim is holding a drumstick and he goes to share it with his dad, who kind of no, it's fine.
No, he's like, aw.
Yeah.
So it is a little sweet moment. And everyone's sitting down to dinner. Mm-hmm. And it's a very positive, happy scene while Scrooge is realizing that Tiny Tim is going to die.
Oh, no. Yeah, because immediately, we pan out, basically, and the room turns dark. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're gone. Mm-hmm. And Scrooge turns around and Willie's gone. I love the two giant footprints. Yes. They're still there. That's fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah, but Scrooge is insisting, no, don't go. You need to tell me what happens to Tim.
Mm-hmm. And we get, this, fog coming in.
Yeah, it's kind of blowing straight in Scrooge's face.
Yeah.
As he starts coughing, he moves forward and suddenly, he's in a cemetery because he grabs forward and he grabs a gravestone. And I love how dark the animation gets. All the colors, his outfit and all the colors just get a lot darker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything gets muted.
Yeah.
And so he sees, the ghost of, what's the specific name that he has?
The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come.
They only wrote him down as Ghost of Christmas Future.
they're interchangeable, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he is both, in a foggy cemetery, but also the Ghost of Christmas Future is smoking a fat cigar and blowing smoke in Scrooge's face.
It's a very fun detail.
It is. No, I love it.
And he's just
this is the only time I will permit smoking in a cartoon.
Yeah. And it's great because this is the only warning at the beginning of this episode, of this short film, is that there is smoking.
Yeah. So he asks it, "Are you the Ghost of Christmas Future?" And the Ghost of Christmas Future, who remains silent, nods. Mm-hmm. And
Scrooge, wants to know what happened to Tiny Tim, and the Ghost of Christmas Future just points to further back by a tree. Yeah. Is the Cratchit family.
Yes, in the most dismal fucking scene Disney's ever done. Yeah. So they have Mickey Mouse, the icon of their company, crying over the grave of his dead son.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucked up. Oh my god. Yeah.
Any thoughts on
on this? I think it's really, really sad, and I feel I want to remember it as a child, because I feel it should be something that sticks with you. Yeah. But I don't really remember this.
Did it not? Mickey Mouse crying? This is one of the few times he's ever cried.
I think the scene that comes next is what really stuck in my mind.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think the first time I watched it with you, I was kind of surprised in how dark it got.
Yeah, I don't think they could do this with Mickey anymore. I don't think they have the guts to do this with Mickey anymore.
No. Absolutely. Oh god.
No.
I was would they do it with Donald? But that's even sadder.
It's so much worse. This is some no-name Tiny Tim. Donald has 3 nephews who we've known.
Who's the nephew that's getting
who dies?
Tiny Tim. Who dies?
Okay, who's our Tiny Tim? Well, if you have the Tiny Tim traits, being super positive and seeing the best in everyone. Maybe Huey?
Huey. I was going to say Dewey, because he has a little bit more, but...
I think, but Dewey has too much energy to be Tiny Tim. Because Tiny Tim's really mellow.
True. Oh no, it's Huey.
No. Terrible. But yeah, I mean, even though the Mickey Mouse shorts have let Mickey be, like, insane, like, I don't think they could ever let him be, like, depressing like this.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Oh, no.
Let Mickey have depth too.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, he's like the only one.
Sad. Yeah.
No, yeah, because like I mean, Donald has gotten like 1,000 different things, like specials and shorts, not even including DuckTales, and obviously Goofy has Goof Troop, and a Goofy movie. Yeah, no, yeah, he doesn't have his own thing that gives him. He doesn't have a show or a movie that gives him depth. Besides Mickey's Three Musketeers.
Yes. That's a masterpiece. That movie is embedded in my brain.
Oh yeah. But yes, so we watch Cratchit place Tiny Tim's crutch on his tiny gravestone.
Oh my god.
And walk away to join the rest of his family.
Yes, as tears are in his eyes.
Yes.
Leaves.
And and Scrooge is very upset by this. And he begs the Ghost of Christmas Future to tell him, like, if these events can still be changed. Like, can he prevent this from happening?
Yeah. Before he can get an answer, we hear laughing.
Yeah, and I love how out of place it is, because Scrooge reacts like, yo, why am I hearing laughing in a cemetery?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I've never seen a funeral like this one.
Aye, no mourners, no friends to bid him farewell.
Oh, well, let's rest a minute before we fill it in, eh? But he ain't going nowheres.
And these two characters baffle me.
Oh, yeah. These guys are also from The Wind in the Willows.
Okay.
They are the weasels from The Wind in the Willows. They're voiced the mildly Latino one, I think. Is voiced by Will Ryan. I'm like, is this a stereotype? I mean, I don't know.
It's like
it's a mildly
has like a Cockney accent, and then
yes,
yeah,
yes.
Because we always say that he has a very like stereotypical like Mexican like accent. That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we are in 19th century London, right?
Yeah. So it's like,
who decided this?
I don't know, because part of me is like, is it just like a Cockney accent gone wrong, and it just leans really like, don't know.
Cockney accent's so wrong, it became Hispanic.
Exactly. I'm just like, because it's such a weird choice otherwise.
Yeah, such a weird choice. And I think, are they both smoking?
Yeah. I think so, yes.
Yeah, so they're the gravediggers, these weasels, who are from Wind in the Willows. I would almost think the mildly, possibly Hispanic one is from Roger Rabbit, but this is pre-Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And the use of those weasels.
And they're laughing at the person that they're digging the grave for, because there was no mourners. There were no friends to bid him farewell.
They've already put the coffin in. They're just filling the hole now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that nobody attended this guy's funeral.
Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh, let's take a break. Like the guy isn't going anywhere, anyways.
Yeah, so they walk off.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I just noticed that the one of the Cockney accent has a pickaxe. Why would he have a pickaxe? Oh, okay, if the ground's frozen, we're fine.
Yeah. Yes, it makes logical sense. I was gonna say, look, if the ground's really hard, which it's snowing, it will be.
And I love as the weasels leave, Scrooge and the ghost like appear there. Like, I love since they're not really there, they can just, appear ghost-like.
And Scrooge is like, spirit, whose lonely grave is this? As he, like, peers into the hole.
Yeah. And, okay, this is, I mean, there's so many good sequences, but this is definitely my favorite. Because the Ghost of Christmas Future doesn't typically ever speak, like in the traditional, Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
In this one, the ghost lights a match on the headstone to reveal who is buried here.
Yes.
Spirit, whose lonely grave is this?
Why, yours, Ebenezer. The richest man in the cemetery.
Please.
And we see his hood fall back to reveal that the Ghost of Christmas Future is Pete.
Yes.
It's such a fun reveal.
Yeah, like, if you haven't seen it, what are you doing, first of all? But also, if you have, watch the sequence. It's one of my favorites. It's so good.
Yeah. It gets so intense. Because Pete, like, actively, he whacks Scrooge into the grave. And laughing and calling him the richest man in the cemetery.
Yeah. And so we see Scrooge falling, and he, like, manages to grab onto, like, some roots. And he's hanging on as we see from, like, his coffin, like, fire and smoke starts to rise. And it's, like, blasting this fire at him as Scrooge is, like, holding on to dear life.
Yeah, I mean, like, the doorway to hell opened underneath him, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you are going to hell. This is hell.
This is hell.
While the Ghost of Christmas Future is, like, leaning against his headstone and laughing.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yes, I love the sequence. And this sequence is almost certainly inspired by, again, the 1970 musical Christmas Carol adaptation.
Oh.
So this is a 1970 movie called Scrooge, where similarly Scrooge is knocked into his grave by the Ghost of Christmas Future, which leads him directly into hell.
Yeah.
And there's like a prolonged sequence of him in hell. Like he moves into hell. Like he gets to know the place in the sequence. It's like a 5-minute scene of him in hell.
Ooh,
before he wakes
gonna
up,
have to watch this version. It's very intriguing.
It was good. It was until like the first 2/3 were fairly boring. It was whatever. But the last third goes off the rails in a way that I really enjoyed. So it's on YouTube in high def.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you and I just enjoy the Scrooge going to hell sequence?
I think so.
Because that's also my favorite part in Scrooged. Because Bill Murray is acting his ass off.
Yes.
And it's really fucked.
Yeah. It's great. Like, I always love when they go that hard and it works.
Yeah.
Like, when they can pull it off. Yeah. So if you haven't seen the 1970 Scrooge, it's on HD and on YouTube. And it was fun, for the most part. Again, the last third are, are great. It's great. Yeah. It makes up for the kind of so-so of the first 2/3.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have, again, Scrooge. It's a prolonged scene of Scrooge struggling to climb out of the grave.
And then at one point, like, the root breaks, so he starts to fall into hell. And that's when he, goes back to his own bed, and you see him fall out of bed, and he's, like, trapped in his blanket, and he's still struggling because he wants to be let out. And then he realizes that he's fine.
Yeah, he's back in his room.
Yeah. No, it was the canopy, not the blanket. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fun. Like, he's ripped it off off the bedposts.
Yeah.
Which is a fun detail. But yeah, so he runs to the window and he throws the windows open. And like pigeons fly out.
Yeah.
And he sees that unfortunately, there is no, you there, boy, what day is it?
That would have made the movie a little better. It would have gotten 10.5 out of 10.
Yes. Who would have been our boy?
Oh. Who could have been one of the boys?
What are some boys?
Already technically in the movie.
It would have been fun. It was like if it was all three nephews.
Yeah, that would have been cute. Yeah.
And have each of them like say a part of the line.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would have been cute. I mean, it's what he actually does still makes me laugh because he grabs one of the pigeons.
Because one of the pigeons dares land next to him.
Yeah.
After he threw the windows open. Because he's like, I'm back. I haven't missed Christmas. The spirits gave me another chance. And he like yells this at the pigeon that he grabs. And the pigeon is like noticeably distressed.
Yeah.
He like clutches this pigeon to his breast and thanks.
Yes. Oh my god. It just reminds me of the time when I was a kid that I actually grabbed a pigeon.
Oh god.
Because like as a kid I love to like pretend to grab the pigeon and they all fly away. But this time I like went for it and then I found myself holding the pigeon. I remember like holding it like a hamburger. Just like, what do I do with it?
Now what?
I just put it down and it like flew away, but like I think we were both like, wait, what just happened?
You caught the pigeon right at when you were at his most unawares.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love God. Alan Young as like ecstatic Scrooge.
Oh yeah.
It's so great.
He's like so happy he's not in hell.
Yeah. He is manic over the fact that he's not in hell.
It's Christmas morning. I haven't missed it. The spirits have given me another chance. Oh, I know just what I'll do. They'll be so surprised. Oh, what a wonderful day. Oh, there's so much to do. Oh, so much to do.
Because he used to get dressed to go
like
out.
He's like jumping around the room.
Yeah. And he like puts on his scarf, but like the pole, the
hat stand.
The hat stand is still attached to it, so he has that on his back.
Yeah, so he's dragging it around. He steps on his top hat, and and so that the top is like hanging by like a little thread, like the hobo hat kind of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Puts it on anyway.
He laughs. He's like, "It's a wonderful day." He like grabs his coat, and doing that, like the hat rack finally detaches from him.
Yes. And he runs down the stairs, and he slams the door behind him, but we stay on the door.
Yes.
And look, we hear him running down the stairs. Then
we
run.
And then we hear it coming back.
Because he's still in his nightgown under the coat.
Yeah.
And he bursts back up. I love because we stay like motionless on the door, and we hear him come running back up.
And he bursts in. He's like, He's like, what does he specifically say? Like,
I can't go out like this.
Yeah.
And you think because he's in a nightgown.
Yeah. No, he just grabs a cane and he's like, that's that's better.
Yeah. Oh, nightgown and slippers,
yes,
we had mentioned.
Specifically. Oh my god.
And he, like, runs right back out the door, like, full of energy.
He, like, slides down, like, the little banister. And he runs into Rat and Mole. And he immediately is like, I have something for you. He, like, takes Mole's hat. He starts, like, putting coins in it.
Yeah, he, like, dumps a handful of, they call sovereigns. God knows what that means. But Rat can, like, count it, like, with a glance.
Yeah.
Because it's 20 gold sovereigns. And Scrooge is like, not enough. Here's 50.
Yeah. And we see that in his coat, he just has, like, little sacks of money in the, like, various pockets.
Yeah, that was a fun little detail. Like, he's not just pulling money out of, like, invisible cartoon pockets.
Yeah.
Like, they take the time to show that he has, like, the little lining of his coat full of bags of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gives them a lot of money. I think he ends up giving them 100 gold pieces.
Yeah.
In total. And also, like, he, like, starts putting the little gold, money bag, I guess, in, like, Mole's pants, so he's, like, just standing in his little boxers.
Yeah, his, spotted boxers,
yes.
which were, definitely of the period.
Yeah.
And not a penny more. Not a penny more.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Scrooge. Thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
And so we see him just kind of prancing through town saying Merry Christmas to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He passes by the guys that asked for money at the beginning, and he just kind of hugs them, and I'm like, give him money too. Yeah. Don't just wish him Merry Christmas. That means nothing to them.
No, give him money.
Yes.
So next he runs into his nephew.
And our fourth Wind in the Willows cameo. Mm-hmm. The horse Cyril.
Oh.
Who does not speak in this scene.
I'm glad.
Yes, that would have been too much.
So Scrooge stops him and tells, Fred that he's looking forward to the wonderful meal. And I love that he, like, whispers, like, well, I'll be doggone. Like, whoa.
To the horse. Like, oh, like, whoa, okay. Yeah, but basically acting very gracious, like, looking forward to the dinner.
Yeah.
And...
Howdy over Probably too. Keep it piping hot.
Scrooge, how are you? And a very Merry Christmas to you.
I would also be like, what is wrong? Is he okay?
Yeah, is he good? Like, did you hit your head?
Did you
like,
hit your head?
Yeah, I'm glad Cyril didn't talk.
Yeah, I forgot if he talked or not, so when he showed up, I was like, he better not talk. And then he
he does nothing but talk in the Wind in the Willows, so I'm glad he was silent for this role. And we see Scrooge next leaving a toy store. Mm-hmm. And we have like two little wolf kids running away from a pig kid who has like a toy gun that he's like chasing them, like hunting them. So that was a fun little gag. But Scrooge watches them go by fondly because he is a changed man.
Yes. And he's holding like this giant sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's time to pay the Cratchits a visit.
Mm-hmm. He makes his way. And I love this detail that he can't, he's so excited that he has to, compose himself.
Yeah, before he knocks.
Yeah.
Even after he knocks, he's still giggling. He has to, put on the act of being mean and his usual self.
Yeah.
He's doing the hunching thing again.
Yeah.
Which he hadn't been doing.
And he's, glaring as he comes in.
Yeah, because Cratchit opens the door and he just storms in without waiting for Cratchit to let him in.
Yeah. And... yeah, and then we see, the kids, Minnie tries to, get the kids away from him, except for Tiny Tim, who just stands there.
Yeah, Tim doesn't move.
No.
And I like that when Scrooge, makes eye contact with him, he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He almost drops the act.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scrooge is playing off the sack of mysterious goodies as another bag of shirts.
Yeah.
For Cratchit. But as he drops it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little teddy bear that falls out. Yeah. Just to pick up.
he shoves it in his pocket, but again, Tiny Tim is clearly seeing all of this.
Yeah.
And while Scrooge is berating Cratchit, Tiny Tim is trying to reach into the pocket to get the bear back out.
Yeah, because Cratchit is oh, but it's Christmas, and Scrooge is still Christmas, it's just an excuse to be lazy, and he starts to tell him that, I've had enough of this half-day stuff.
Yeah, he starts to, ramp up to,
to
fire him or something.
Yeah.
And another thing, Cratchit. I've had enough of this half-day off stuff. You leave me no alternative but to give you...
Toys!
Yes, toys. No. I'm giving you a raise and making you my partner.
A partner?
First he's looming on Cratchit, so we get like Cratchit looking all worried, and then he's like he starts laughing. He's like half like leaning on Cratchit because he can't hold on to the act.
Yeah.
And then Tim opens the bag,
and it's full of toys.
Yeah.
And then he lets Cratchit know that he's gonna not only give him a raise, but he's gonna make him a partner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Mickey's expression here, because he's shocked.
Yeah. I mean, 2 seconds ago he thought he was about to be fired in front of his entire family.
On Christmas Day. Yes. But no.
Yeah, I love, like, in this bag full of toys, there's apparently, like, a cooked turkey.
Just the loose cooked turkey.
Just sitting in there.
Oh, no.
Gross. I mean, it'd be better raw, at least then you can cook it and, you know, burn germs off. But no, it's just like a full brown turkey. Just sitting in here.
Terrible. You got turkey on the toys, toys on the turkey. It's all...
But it's fine. It's a cartoon. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
And it is very heartwarming. Like, we make fun.
Yeah, we make fun, but, like, you know, Scrooge, like, gently picks up Tiny Tim, and he's, like, holding him, and he's holding the little bear, and, you know, Scrooge wishes a Merry Christmas, and Tiny Tim...
to Cratchit into the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scrooge sits down with Tim in, like, the rocking chair, and the other kids aren't scared of him anymore, so they all, like, join, and Scrooge... It's cute. Scrooge puts his hat on Tiny Tim, and it's way too big, so it falls over his eyes. It's cute. Like, it's just sweet. Like a cute little segment that they still keep detail on. Mm-hmm. Like the kids kind of climbing all over Scrooge and him just being cool with it.
Yeah. It's like a nice moment. They all they hug. And that's how
and we close out on this sweet scene.
Yeah.
And that is the Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Any last thoughts on it?
I was going to ask you that question. We do have a few questions, so I mean, oh god, any thoughts before questions?
Show it to your kids. I think it's very cute.
Yes.
It's a very, it's a nice, Christmas Carol starter.
Oh, yeah.
And, I know you have, is it a statue or an ornament of, Scrooge with the money?
Oh, I have an ornament.
Yes, I want that.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's him at his little counting desk.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Thank you. Yeah. I guess I do have one more kind of trivia before we get into questions. Mm-hmm. I meant to mention it earlier and I forgot. In the Finnish language dub, the characters in this special are referred to as the Disney characters portraying the roles rather than the Christmas Carol characters. So instead of Ebenezer Scrooge, he is just Scrooge McDuck. Okay. Mickey is, I guess, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like that. And as a result of this change, the Daisy character, Isabel, is instead identified as Goldie O'Gilt.
What?
In the Finnish dub.
That's wild.
Which is, the Finns are on a whole other fucking level. This is 1983. They are so beyond us.
That it makes sense if you, because it's Goldie and Scrooge instead of, Scrooge and Daisy.
Yeah. Bit of an age gap there.
Yeah. But, oh my god. That's funny. I did not know that at all.
No, I got that from my trivia quest. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, and then that got me thinking of, a longer Mickey's Christmas Carol that included, more of the story.
Yeah.
Scrooge has a sister named Fan, and that could have been Hortense. Yeah. I am on my never-ending quest to see Hortense McDuck in animation.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and then we could have had, because we typically see Fred's wife in a later sequence, that could have been Daisy.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was not to be.
No. Come on, Disney. Reboot this.
No.
Nah. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I think that is all of my thoughts before questions, unless you have any other thoughts to add before questions.
I'm good.
Alrighty. We got some Twitter questions from lesbian Huey at Huey Lesbian. They don't have any questions. They just wanted to make sure we know that they are deeply in love with Scrooge.
Oh. This specific version or complicated?
I think just, I don't know. In general, the character.
Scrooge is great.
Yes. Let's see. From Paul Siebert. What other holiday classic would you like to see remade with classic Disney characters? Like, for example, Mickey's It's a Wonderful Life, Goofy's Miracle on 34th Street, etc.
Oh my god, It's a Wonderful Life would be, I don't know, not terrible, but just sad.
I think all I know about It's a Wonderful Life is that he wishes he wasn't born, right?
Yes, yeah.
I know that from Muppets, It's a Very Muppet Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the I forgot his name. Oh my god. Funny joke man.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney. His
Stay down. You'll add it because it's so funny. But yes, that's
stay on the ground. That doesn't actually happen in the movie.
No.
Where's my money? I felt like Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life when he's screaming at his Uncle Billy. I was like, where's the money? Where's that money, you fat motherfucker? Where's my money? Stay down on the ground. Stay down on the ground, you motherfucker. That's not the dialogue, but do y'all remember that scene from It's a Wonderful Life? Great movie. Frank Capra, 1946.
Like, I caught bits of it last year because we were trying to watch Home Alone, but our internet wasn't working.
Oh no.
So we watched chunks of it, and like, I was just kind of shocked by how far along into the movie it is until you get to like the whole like he doesn't want to live part, because there's like a whole like it's really long.
Yeah, is it just like 40 like an hour of how miserable his life is or something?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So I was like, oh.
And then he learns how much more miserable it would be.
Yes. But,
I think that fits Donald then.
Yeah.
You know, who gets stuck with all the bad luck? No one but Donald Duck.
Yeah, I mean, that could work. What other movies are there? Let's do Home Alone with the triplets.
Oh my god, who are the Wet Bandits? The Beagle Boys?
I would have to be the Beagle Boys.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed with Donald Is a Wonderful Life now. It works, because he has like 5 kids or something.
Yeah.
That's Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah, that would be fun. Oh my god.
Yeah. Let me see. We have another question from Tomato or Tomato133. What's your favorite aspect of this special?
Do you have... I'm thinking.
I mean, Alan Young is Scrooge.
Yeah. I think so too. I think he delivers like the perfect amount of like humor, but also like, I mean, I think for me the perfect Scrooge depends on how they sell the graveyard cemetery hell scene.
Yes.
Like it's very important. That's the litmus test for me.
Honestly, that's why Muppets Christmas Carol is still number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Because Michael Caine's performance is the best that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
And I've seen 7 Christmas carols.
Yeah, it's very good. Like, and I don't know. I think to me also just like the whole thing feels nostalgic just in itself. It's very like soft and it's very pretty. And the music is like very like nice. It's just very nice. Like, I think the whole thing is my favorite aspect.
We do have another question from Violet Ganache 42, and it is their birthday today. So,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday! And they ask, "What do you think makes Mickey's Christmas Carol a holiday classic?"
What do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with, the characters that they use.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was thinking, like, how they would recast this for a more modern Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
And it got a little bit bleak.
Yeah.
Just because of all the kind of corporate synergy that goes on now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wreck-It Ralph, but, like, bad.
How dare you say that?
But bad.
Yeah,
like Wreck-It Ralph, but bad. Like,
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph is good. The first Wreck-It Ralph. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it could... Because the characters they use, so, like, so Jiminy Cricket, Willie the Giant, like, Pete, these are characters that aren't really seen anymore, but they're still classic characters that you still do recognize.
Yeah.
Because they're so old.
I think part of it is that even though it's like this like mashup cast, it doesn't feel like you're showing off the IPs.
Yes.
To me, that's how it feels. It has that thing that I love of the Muppets where it's like actors playing characters. Like,
yeah.
So they're like, you know that, but it doesn't feel like, oh, isn't it so like quirky and funny that we're doing this? It's just like this version of Christmas Carol is played by these characters. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's different.
I mean, for the most part, Disney doesn't do animated movies with, like, you know, animal cartoon characters anymore. Mm-hmm. And because 2D is not a thing anymore, not for any big budget, like, Disney animated feature film, we're not getting 2D animation anymore.
No.
And we're not getting, like, non-human characters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we got, like, there's this big sequence of, like, you know, the Rescuers, like, Gwen and the Willows, like, I mean, Robin Hood, Jungle Book. This period of time where we weren't getting, like, humans in these movies, really.
Yeah.
It was animal characters. Mm-hmm. On top of it all being 2D.
Yeah.
So I think that really factors into it, the fact that it's 2D, that there's no humans.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the fact that it is a very good portrayal, it is a good condensed portrayal of A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm. I also think that it's very easy to share this movie.
Yeah.
With, like, because if you're older, you probably grew up with it, and you also recognize it, but you can show it to younger kids who recognize, like, the main people.
Yeah.
But so then you can be like, oh, like, that's from this movie, and that's from that. And also just, like, you most likely, like, I watch it with my brother, and I watch it with you, so it's, like...
Yeah.
It's a little event, you know? It's very cute. Yeah.
No, yeah, I would look forward to watching it every year, so.
Same. This and Muppets.
Yes.
Like, it's time.
Yes, it's finally time. To briefly mention Muppets one more time.
Yes.
Last year I watched it on Thanksgiving at my parents' place, and my mom let me pick the next Christmas movie, and I'm like, all right, we're sitting down to watch, and, like, 2 minutes in, my stepdad, who is in the armchair next to us, texts my mom, who's sitting beside me. Mm-hmm. And I see the text because her phone lights up. I glance down. Text from my stepfather. Kermit the Frog? Really? That's all the text was.
Yeah. Yes, really.
I've never been... Yes, really. Never felt so betrayed.
Oh.
Anyway, that's all for us.
That's all for us.
We'll be back with our regularly scheduled DuckTales next episode.
Yes.
We'll be back with the fourth part of the premiere of DuckTales, Cold Duck. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter.
At Amores Patos.
Yeah. They should know that by now. You know, they should know what we're called.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Tumblr? Are we still doing Tumblr?
Yeah, we're on Tumblr. I don't update it as much. Yeah. But yes, we're on Tumblr.
We're still on Tumblr at Amores Patos Podcast.
Yes.
Send us questions, comments.
Yes.
You know.
We can also send us questions and comments at our Gmail at amorespatospodcast@gmail.com. Please leave us a rating and review. We would love that, especially as we continue onto this new podcast review recap road of the Disney afternoon. And thank Michael and Spintrick for our lovely cover art.
Yes.
Happy holidays and saludos amigos.
Saludos amigos.
Joy to the children, far and near.